This shouldn't have happened. At least, it doesn't make sense to me. 3 million subscribers? How? For 2 years, I allowed this channel to stagnate. For 2 years, I was written off as a dead YouTuber. 2.3 million subscribers, with some videos not even breaking 20,000 views. Channels that die don't typically rise again from the ashes, but despite the odds, on August 27th, 2019, we broke through the barrier and crossed 3 million subscribers. So, how did we do it? Well, rather than talking about August 27th, 2019, I want to talk about the events leading up to August 27th, 2016, beyond that day, and more. Honestly, the story is insane. Exactly 3 years to the day before hitting 3 million subscribers was the most important day of my career. This video is a video for me. It's a video for you. It's a video to everyone who's ever believed in us along the way, and it's even a video to those who didn't. Before we arrive at August 27th, 2016, however, I need to take you back in time. The day is September 28th, 2013, the day in which this channel crossed 2 million subscribers. If you are around during this time, on the surface, things appear to be going very well. I mean, we only crossed 1 million subscribers in January of the very same year. 2 years for the first million, 8 months for the second million. With that logic, wouldn't it make sense that I should have hit 3 million subscribers in 2014? What went wrong? Let's take a quick trip down memory lane and look at all of our videos during the 2011, 2012, and 2013 era. As I'm scrolling through time, what do you see here? Survival games, mod reviews, custom map-based survival let's plays, innovative content, solo commentary. What defined my content during this era was never how I looked, how polished my content was, who I was playing with, goofy editing, or anything like that. It was my approach, my speaking style, my tone, calm, collected, centered, easy to follow, relaxed. Almost everything I did embodied those details, and people liked that. It's what defined me, and it's what I enjoyed. But right around 2 million subscribers, all of this began to fall apart. I didn't know it at the time, but looking back, it's very clear that I lost myself. But what do I mean by this? Well, think about everything that I just described. Everything that would have led someone to my YouTube channel all began falling apart. But how? Why? Well, I can only describe it as the multiplayer minigame phase of 2013 and 2014. Following the success of the Minecraft Hunger Games phenomenon, large multi-server plugin-based networks like Hypixel, Mineplex, and The Hive started growing in popularity. They were new, fun, exciting, and different. And just about everyone in the Minecraft YouTube community saw it as an opportunity to play the game together with friends in a distinctly new and innovative way. Many channels were defined by this style of content. So why am I classifying this as the era of my downfall? Well, my channel was not defined by this content, and because of that, I drove away my core audience from years past. I don't blame anyone for what happened. I only blame myself. I changed. The way I commentate while solo commentating wildly differs from how I commentate while playing with friends. That calm, collected, and centered version of myself gave way to a loud, obnoxious, and completely goofy character. And that's just how I am when playing games with friends. It was never forced. That's just how I am. In any social situation, I adapt to the mood present within that moment. However, that doesn't change the fact that the fundamental core of what made my channel desirable was quickly starting to fall apart. But that's not the only thing. Recording minigames with friends was much easier than the content that I was making prior. So what do you get when you combine a new and fun style of content that was taking off on YouTube with the content being fundamentally easier to make?
Yeah, they're both on.
There you are.
Yep, dude, I'm gonna wreck their faces for you, man. You get a version of myself that was completely blind. By the time I crossed 2 million subscribers, my daily subscriber count was quickly slowing down. Some days I would pass 1,000 subscribers, and some days I wouldn't. But I didn't care. I was so blind to there even being a problem that I didn't acknowledge that there was one until May of 2014 in this very vlog. By that point, the channel Stagnation was well underway. 2.3 million subscribers going absolutely nowhere, and it would continue going nowhere for 2 years. In the midst of it all, I tried making content that was more old school or different in some way, but it didn't matter. This is where the AntVenom channel died. February 17th, 2016. I finally snapped. I finally got it. I knew what I was doing wrong. I knew why my channel was dead. I knew why people left, but the spark wasn't there. I didn't know how to fix it. Returning to the old style of commentary wasn't going to bring the audience back. And in May of 2016, I ran away from it all. In 3 days, I prepared a month's worth of content, and then I left. I went on a road trip to the 4 corners of the US. I did this with very few plans and no expectations. I documented very little of it aside from the footage that you can see here. The point of this trip was not to make new content. It was to find myself. I know that sounds vague and maybe a bit naive, but by the time the trip was over, that's exactly what happened. So I found myself. But what does that mean? How do I even define that? Well, for me, it meant realizing that I still loved making YouTube videos. I loved my job. I loved the position that I was in. But the way in which I was doing it needed to change permanently and drastically. It took me a little while to really grasp what that meant, but on August 27th, 2016, at 3 a.m., it all became clear. The wall in my brain blocking me from realizing what I needed to do came down. I realized that it was time to completely abandon live commentary. It wasn't unique, it wasn't satisfying me, and it certainly wasn't getting me anywhere. No more algorithms, no more trends, no more listening to what other people were telling me to do. The time is 3 o'clock in the morning. While trying to fall asleep, the wall came down. Everything I needed to do came at me at once. Abandon live commentary, make scripted videos, make videos about interesting topics, explore the limits of Minecraft, think differently. I took out a notebook as fast as I could and wrote down as many video topics as my brain could think up. In the time frame of about 2 hours, I wrote down 62 unique ideas. That's one new idea every 2 minutes. If ever there was a time in my life where my brain was working at 100% capacity, it was at that very moment. And the rest is history. From that moment on, I knew exactly what kind of content I wanted to make on this YouTube channel. I wanted to make YouTube videos that I felt were evergreen, a sort of term meaning that they're always relevant. My first video of the new style wherein I broke the 30 million block world border is just as relevant now as when I made it, and that applies for the vast majority of the content that I've made ever since that day. I also wanted to make content that both kids and adults could enjoy, and to me, the scripted, informative, and deep diving style of content was it. I had found a style that checked all 3 boxes every video maker should strive for. Love what you do, make content consistently, and make unique content. So that's what I did. As 2016 turned into 2017, the style quickly began to catch on. And to this day, I remain proud of the content that we make. We, not I. This story wouldn't be complete if I didn't mention my decision to hire Michael McChill to work on this channel in March of 2017. Some people started suggesting to me to just hire other people to offload all of the work onto, now that the style had proven successful. But those people who suggested that didn't understand that I loved making this style of content, and I wasn't about to hire people who knew nothing about the game and didn't share my level of passion. The only only people I wanted ever working with me were those who could write, capture, and edit entire videos on their own to my standard. And Michael McChill is that. So here we are, 3 million subscribers. This channel has certainly been through the ringer. We've had our highs, we've had our lows, and now we're at our all-time high once again. This YouTube channel is bigger now than it's ever been, and I have you guys to thank for that. It hasn't been an easy ride, but if I could go back in time and change any detail about our adventure along the way, I wouldn't change a thing. I'm a better person for having experienced what I've gone through, and I can only hope to continue creating engaging and informative content from now and into the future. You've got to find what you love, and that is as true for work as it is for your lovers. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking and don't settle.